The dense jungle regions of our planet are some of the most mysterious, mainly because there's still so much of it that's never been explored by humans. The jungle and oceans of our planet hold many interesting discoveries. In recent years though, reports of these have made their way online, and one of the most interesting ones involves those of supposed giant snakes. There's currently disputes among animal researchers as to which snake holds the title of being the longest. According to the Natural History Museum, green anacondas have been reported to reach lengths of up to 8.43 meters, and having a girth of 1.1 meters. They note though that generally the reticulated python is longer. Regardless, it's thought that both of these hold the title as being the largest. However, when reading testimonies online, this size starts to get questioned, as various early explorers have gone on to note that they've encountered massive snakes that dwarf these sizes. Reports of giant snakes are not anything new. Some of the earliest reports come from South America, and say that snakes here can reach between 40 and 60 feet in length. Due to these snakes being sighted in South America, it led to these explorers suggesting that what they were seeing were gigantic-sized anacondas. One of the problems was during these times it was hard to verify what was being seen. The only thing that can back up what the men saw are notes and passed down stories. However, tribes across the world have backed up these stories and said that giant snakes do exist. One encounter with these giant snakes was said to have happened during the 1940s, when army officials ran into an abnormally large snake. The encounter happened somewhere in Brazil. The report states that one of the team members called over the others as they saw a mysterious creature close to a bank. The team then went over to investigate and noticed the snake had passed away, which gave them the perfect opportunity to measure it. One thing they noticed was that this wasn't any ordinary snake, saying that after the measurements were taken, this snake measured in at 12.4 meters, or just over 40 feet. What happened to this snake is unknown. Another story was shared by Lee Christek, who was on a 1944 petroleum expedition in Colombia, and claimed to have measured an 11.4 meter or 38-foot specimen. However, noting that other than his story there's no way to back up what happened. Another famous account of giant snakes is those told by the famous explorer Percy Fawcett. Before Percy even began visiting these regions, he caught word of giant creatures that allegedly lived in the jungles of our world. Natives of the Amazon reported seeing large serpent-like creatures, and would often try to avoid them at all costs, as every time they got close or tried to stop them they would be eaten. Percy was allegedly able to track down some villagers, but said they didn't like the idea of tracking down one of these giant snakes, saying if one was spotted close to their village, instead of trying to get rid of it they would just leave the area. Percy Fawcett went on to detail his encounter with the giant snake. He said the following: "We were drifting easily along the slow current, when almost under the bow of the boat there appeared to be a triangular head. It was a giant anaconda. I sprang for my rifle as the creature began to make its way up the bank. My guides were scared for their life, but I managed to persuade them to turn towards the shore. These giant creatures are known to tip boats and everyone was worried that this was going to be our fate. We stepped ashore and approached the reptile with caution. It was out of action, but shivers ran up and down the body like puffs of wind on a mountain tarn. As far as it was possible to measure, a length of 45 feet lay out of the water, and 17 feet in it, making a total length of 62 feet. Its body was not thick for such a colossal length, no more than 12 inches in diameter, but it had probably been long without food. I tried to take a piece of the skin, but the creature was still alive." End quote. Percy managed to escape and report the encounter. Locals came forward and backed up his claims, saying that other large snakes had been encountered in the area. Something interesting to note though is that these claims have been debunked by scientists, and around the same time he went on to claim that he discovered a new breed of dog, and that this dog had 2 noses. These reports were debunked and said to be pure fantasy, but it turns out that Percy Fawcett was telling the truth. The double-nosed Andean tiger hound is an extremely rare breed of dog, and people use this as an example of Percy telling the truth. People never believed that the dog existed, but it does. So believers in giant snakes have said that perhaps he was telling the truth, but it's just we haven't yet found one. One of the most giant land creatures of the ancient world, that according to some people still resides deep in the jungles of the Amazon rainforest, is that of the Titanoboa. Scientists have found ancient fossils of Titanoboa that indicate this massive snake could grow to a length of 42 feet. According to researchers, the fossils of Titanoboa are around 60 million years old. However, many local people from the native tribes claim to have seen the monstrous snake in various parts of the Amazon rainforest. Scientists believe that the vast unexplored jungles of the Amazon rainforest are home to many undiscovered species, and Titanoboa could be one of them. The Amazon is so dense that sunlight is unable to reach 95% of the soil in the rainforest. Moreover, there are many places in the Amazon rainforest where flash floods happen. Some native tribes still believe this monstrous snake lives near the waterways in the Amazon rainforest. There are many people belonging to the native tribes in the Amazon and its surrounding areas who claim to have seen a Titanoboa. Some animal experts have dismissed these sightings. They are of the opinion that it's possible that many of these sightings were actually sightings of large snakes like anaconda. The only other explanation that exists to explain away these encounters is that every person is overestimating the sizes of these snakes. Something that could happen is when these creatures are up close they can appear larger than what they actually are. Cryptid researchers though believe that giant snakes do still live on our planet. So what do you make of these interesting stories? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.